Hello, 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 everyone. See, I forgot. Hold on. Hold on. Yay! Green screen. Yay! Sorry about that. It's been one of those years. It's the year is finally over. Can people hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? I hope I don't have any technical difficulties this afternoon. I really do. I just wanted to say thank you, everyone who tunes in, whether you're live or on demand. What a year it's been. Thank you for all your support, all your comments, all your thoughts, everything that's been going on. Just let me know if you can hear me okay. George says it's finally over. Doesn't it seem like we need a longer break after this year? Doesn't it seem like we need like maybe more than 2.5 days to recover? Like we should just have a week off with no markets. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh. But we will be back. We will be back. Just let me know. All right, you can hear me. Is that all right? You can hear me now. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Charles. Good evening. Anissa, hello. Options 22. I nailed it. S&P closed right where you said it would. Last 20-minute squeeze. Oh, it's not. Again, we're not ever trying to be right. The most important thing is managing risk and probabilities, and you do that in the long run, you make some money. Again, it's finally over. Charles, roll over January. Jacob, afternoon. Looking forward to a great 2023 of trading. Have a great New Year's. PTP, thank you very much. And thanks, Mike. My trading has come a long way and largely due to this channel. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. And I hope it'll continue in 2023. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Jacob. Very wonderful way to support the channel. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, George agrees 100%. We need a week off from the market. Hello, Martinez. Market on close and SPY was $5 billion to buy. Yeah, there was it was a lot of squaring up also. A lot of squaring up before Tuesday. Hey, Chris. Thank you for thanking Jacob, Benisa. That's a wonderful thing. We all get to congratulate and supporting each other with the trading journeys going on. So happy New Year, everyone. Not officially till Sunday. I will not be here on Sunday. I will be here on Monday. Let's just take a look in case somebody has not been able to tune in this week. We still have about 23 minutes left at the time of this live stream for closing up the major financial markets. Remember, everything closes at 4 p.m. Central. Saturday's a no-brainer. Nothing open. Sunday, when it would normally open and we would normally do our live stream, it's not open. It's New Year's Day. It's New Year's. So, Monday we open 5 p.m. Central Time for most things, besides your grains and everything else. But for financial markets, for interest rates, for foreign exchange, 5 p.m. Central Time. What does that mean? I will be doing a live stream at 3 p.m., not 3:30. It will be 3 p.m. So just think, substitute Sunday into Monday, because I normally do it 3 p.m. Sunday. And then we kick off. Now, what I want you to remind, everything's normal on Tuesday. And the close is all normal, so we're back. We're back to normal on Tuesday. Also, historically, pretty much, it's not always, but historically, one of the most volatile days of the year is Monday, or in this case, it would be Tuesday because Monday's a market holiday. All right? And it's historically one of the most volatile trading weeks of the year. So prep with your relaxation time, with the New Year's celebration. Keep in mind next week, very volatile week, and especially Tuesday should be it's not guaranteed, but I am prepared for volatility. Don't get caught off guard. Cycles at the bottom for the spiders. Next week is going to be interesting. Upside, yeah, we got dailies turning up. We got weeklies at the bottom, could be turning up. I'm prepared. You got the for January effect. The first week of January is volatile, but with a bullish bias. You do have a strong bullish bias. Not guaranteed, but we also have some reinforcement with the cycles. So let's just see going in. Well, again, thank you. Value for value. Appreciate the community. And that's the whole point, is the community here. In 2023, can we special emojis for members? I will have to look into that. The first week of January is great, according to Charles. 100-point rips. Let's go. Charles likes the volatility. Let's just recap, because then we'll look at a couple markets. We're not going to do a lot of setups for next week just yet. We'll do that on Monday afternoon. Let's really unwind from the markets. Chicago PMI. I mean, this was so funny. Coming in at 44.9 after the disastrous reading last time at 37.2. Anything below 50 is contraction. But like, people were partying off this number. Like, yes. And then you look at it, it's like, what? You're all insane. All insane. Rig counts were pretty much in line. Tuesday, you got the manufacturing PMIs coming out. We'll, again, reconnect with that next week and take a look at everything next week. There's just a few minor things coming out. It's not a super busy report week. Today, you see some mega caps mixed. One of the strongest one was Tesla. Formed that double top that turned into a triple. We can glance at that real quick. And oil, did you see the rally in crude into the last hour of trading? Wow. So I think we're going to get some good crude trading next week. I'm excited for crude. Taiwan Semiconductor sort of getting hit a little bit there. Utilities today taking the shorts. Energy was the strongest sector. It was a very big back and forth. And you see over the week, energy's been the strongest by far, followed by financials. But look at this for the 1 month relative performance. You pretty much don't have anything green for 1 month. We can say that now. The month is, hey, tomorrow's the last day of the month. For February 1st, which, hey, we're getting the countdown only a month away. We're still favoring that 25 basis point. We're still in fear mode. But moving on up to the east side. So, little rally, about 20 minutes left. A whole bunch of nowhere still. Whole bunch of nowhere. You can also see JP, they unrolled the hedge. So, or their collar trade, and now it's rolled till the 31st of March. This was when the rollover. This was post-rollover. This was post-rollover. You had the rollover going on here. This was post-rollover to rip your face off, sort of momentum rally. But this is why I was just like, nah, forget it. Don't waste your money in this. Don't waste your money. Wait for better trading. So virtually, let's see. We opened the 19th at where? 38.74. We're good closing today. Roughly 38.66. Down slightly in the last 2 weeks of the year. Ever so slightly. Pretty much just a doji. Last 2 weeks are a doji. Let's just call it. Can I do that? Can I do a custom week thing? How would I do that? I want 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. Weeks. Hold on. 2. See, my brain's already scrambled. I don't want 2 minutes. I want 2 weeks. Boy. Look at this. See, this is candlestick math. Virtually a doji the last 2 weeks in the S&P. Now the NASDAQ is going to be down. NASDAQ, little down there. The Dow, let's just check the last 2 weeks, slightly up. And the Russell, closer to a doji, but slightly up. So the big thing, the big boy, the S&P 500, roughly a doji for the final 2 weeks of the year. You can see it a whole bunch of nowhere. Let's see who else is here. There'll be plenty. Don't worry about the crude rally today, Charles. It's setting up. Look at this. I know, even if you don't trade some of these markets, they're great to learn. Do we have a potential? Why I love this. Back to the 50. Exponential. Setting up for the potential double top. But we also have a really nice breakout play. You start getting a close above here, especially close above this open back from the beginning of December, Friday, the 2nd of December. You get a break above there into a clear path move. So we have potential up and down plays in crude. Loving it. As I said, NASDAQ. Look at this. Look at this day. See? That's why you don't get silly. NASDAQ cycles turning up on the daily. At net, getting to the bottom on the weekly. Now, these aren't turning up yet. So you just don't go, I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna just go all in Tuesday morning. No. Although we start getting some breakout plays above this high area from Thursday, inside day today technically, we could get a little run. It's what I'm watching for. S&P, before I jump back there, daily's near the top. It still has room to move, but the bottom, that can be also at the bottom for there. The Dow, still watching this price action. Did not technically, it's getting long in the tooth on the sideways market, so the probabilities drop. But the reason I'm leaving these on here is because this will be a nice stop reduction anyways for a long trade. And look where the second target is, right at these candle bodies, which is a fantastic end of a clear path move right there anyways. So I might as well leave the targets on there. That's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on specifically next week. Russell, no double, it's a triple. So we'll, again, focus on that. What do we have? We have the DAXy. A whole bunch of nowhere in the DAX too. Let's just see what the DAX looked like over the last 2 weeks. Look at that. Look at that. Last 2 weeks of the year for the DAX. There you go. Virtually a doji. Candlestick math, buddy. There we sit. So, whole bunch of nowhere. Dollar index. This will be interesting, though. It's a horribly sloppy extended double with a hitch in the middle, so it's Mr. Yuck, but the reason I'm paying attention to it, if you're doing research, I'm paying attention to it because look at this. It could return us to the 200-day, 50-day exponential. So I am keeping an eye if we get a dollar strengthening move at the beginning. Not counting on it, because if the markets move up, the dollar will probably break down again. But that's something I am keeping an eye on. Don't rely. This is not a screenshot to take for a reliable double pattern. VIX we're finally done with, and a whole lot of nowhere. We looked at crude, natty gas, finishing lower, especially on a closing basis. Closing down repeatedly and hitting our next harmonic. So definitely for shorts, a stop reduction there. Gold is going to be the year I'm paying a very close attention to gold. So, going to watch for some power moves in gold. Power moves in silver higher. Copper, still basing right below the 200. Going to be watching for some moves in copper. Little things, if you're poking around with the markets, I suggest taking a couple days off, but if you're poking around with the markets, there's some things to look into. January, hopefully, to start with a retest of the 200-day. It very well could in the S&P. Happy New Year, Eric. Thank you very much for tuning in. Coco, what, BS market? Well, today was just the end final trading day. Yeah, that was once that collar was unwound, and then you have people squaring up positions going to the end of the year. It's not a rigged market, Coco. If it's a rigged market, why do you bother? Hey, Nas Industry, thank you for being here. Uh, Easy to analyze the move after. I analyze moves before they happen all the time. Oh boy, Mike put call ratio. I'll see if we can cover that again. It's very misleading though, because with these, especially all the short term options trading that's going on, don't, I think that's lost a lot of its value. The put call ratio, because nearly it's closing in where half the options volume is closing out within a day basis. So we've gone schizophrenic market. Schizophrenic. By the way, potential double top in the euro. No, and that, with the double bottom in the dollar, neither of them have to trigger, but I am keeping an eye on that going into next week. The pound's still underperforming a bit. Bitcoin finishing the year. Look at this. Look at this. Since that sell-off in November and the FTX collapse, look. Look at all the juice that's gone. Look at all the juice that's gone. No more crypto juice right now. Tesla, by the way, just wanted to point this out. So, remember I said I made the mistake this morning. I thought it was a double. Not a double yet. It came into a double. Also finishing the double bottom pattern, which could only pretty much be traded intraday because it triggered on the gap open and never came back to the breakout point. But hitting the final target, creating a double top potential. But now you can clearly see another rotation up. It's a triple top. So it's back to for any gap fill using the harmonics. Just wanted to point that out. I am with a strong, if we hit strong market, we're going to get the delivery figures at some point for Tesla. We could easily see a pop into this clear path move. As long as delivery figures, I mean, people have been ratcheting it down. So any beat now of the lowered expectations, it'll be claimed, oh, they still beat. Well, you've been ratcheting it down by over 50K over the last couple weeks. So, so there's not much to report there, but because of the oversold and still a little way to run, it could easily run back to this 146 area. Easily. All right. Rigged market. It didn't do what I thought it would. That's why we try not to think. Right, Sterling? We try to plan out and act on the plans, and you analyze the market both ways. If you analyze the market both ways, if there's one thing I hope I've taught people, learn to analyze the market from a bullish and bearish perspective. You can get setups both ways, even longer term. Then you're just acting on the setups. If you don't have any setups, you sit on your hands. I hope that's one thing I've been able to teach people. To not get caught with confirmation bias and says, I need it to do this, or I want it to do this. Trade the setups and analyze the bull and bear case. And then what triggers you trade. 20 days of basing in copper, always painful as watch as Bitcoin in a bigger picture. Remember some of these bigger in copper. Remember. It's the end of December. Remember, this was a huge bottoming pattern, okay? A very big bottoming pattern on copper. It can take a bit of time to resolve. Remember in crude how long it took for the first target to get hit? So don't get, if you're trying to day trade this mess, it's just a mess. But it's chipped away with the 200 coming in. You easily see a pop to the upside. And mainly focus on trading at the direction in the longer term. I think I think even the best thing for most day traders or most swing traders is you get a long-term directional bias, whether it be systematically, whether it be through a pattern, and then you mainly focus your trades in that direction. It's why I love the rotation zones. You wait for setups in that, but you still analyze. Why? Let's say I'm bullish on a market and see a double top, and that double top triggers, and I'm saying I only want to be a buyer of this market. Let's just say it's something in stocks. I only want to own this stock. Why do I want to notice that double top? Because now I have levels I can watch for pullbacks to. Then I can watch for key entry patterns at those levels. Hey, Ron, first time here on the last trading day of the year? Well, thank you for being here, Ron. Thank you. I hope you consider joining us more often coming up in the next year. Sam Bankman fraud was likely to plead not guilty to fraud at hearing next week. Okay. Global bonds and stocks saw biggest ever loss in market value this year. Oh, thanks for putting that in there, Jacob. Thank you. All right. Multi-year declines, when they happen, the declines tend to accelerate in year 2 and 3. And remember, people are talking about back-to-back declines on a yearly basis, but you can have back-to-back declines on rolling 12-month bases all the time. Stop getting hung up on a calendar year. It's just a point in time. And I'm still expecting declines. The earnings recession isn't priced in. Does that mean we can't trade to the long side? We can easily trade to the long side. And any rally, especially in January, could be a gift setup for establishing new longer-term short positions. So would I love a rally? Yeah, a rally would be absolutely fantastic. I think 2023 will be hold your beer year. Hold my beer. All right. Unless there's anything else, I do not need to keep everyone. Oh, here's a little. I wanted to go through a couple gifts. End of year gifts. I've talked about Verizon before. Another dividend play, even though I don't like the comm services sector. P/E in Verizon is severely beat up. Here's a little gift going into next year. Another key stock I'm keeping an eye on. Decent dividend yield, over 6%. So even on pullbacks, fantastic. Remember, it's still, none of this price action has eliminated the double bottom, and it's stalled out the second little target area. But still watching for this. This is another stock you'll want for those people trying to learn trading around a core position on dividend stocks. Make sure you're keeping an eye on Verizon. Keep an eye on Verizon, okay? Little tip right there. Little tip. Because next year, especially with key pullback positions, could be really, really nice. Also, you had the double trigger pullback. Look at that. Between the 50 and the 62 on the weekly. Rotation back up. So, another little one to add. I'm not saying just go rush out and buy it here, but this one should be on your watch list. And why I didn't talk about it a couple days ago when it did hit the second target, but we're virtually still there. Yeah, I've been seeing Apple should be moving a lot of their production out of China. All right. All right. What does Mike Wilson says? He sees the S&P hitting 3,000 early next year. Well, we've talked about that. Well, you know what? Join me also Monday. Maybe we'll get some of people's predictions for next year. So, just for the fun of it. Remember, you don't trade predictions. You trade the setups. You trade the technicals. I don't normally even do predictions, but I know people like them. They're sort of fun. So, if you'd like to do some, we shall do it. Just to keep some enjoyment going in the channel. With that, I am going to call it a day and enjoy some an evening. And tomorrow, I'm not even going to look at the computer. Not even going to look. I'll glance at some stuff on Sunday. All right. Well, I'm glad. 2023, I wish everybody in here a profitable year. I think there'll be some fantastic long-term setups at some point next year. All right. Short term, maybe in the beginning of January. Longer term, later in the year, we could see some amazing setups. So we'll be ready for that. Hopefully, everybody will stay tuned to this channel. And I shall be talking to everybody on Monday, the 2nd of January. Happy New Year, Stafford. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year, Charles. You are very welcome. Again, take some time away from the computer. Enjoy another holiday weekend with friends and family. Don't do anything silly on New Year's Eve because I'd like everybody to be around here next year to partake in a prosperous 2023. Happy New Year, George. Happy New Year, Ron. And Ron, please consider tuning in. I know this is a lighter session. We normally go into much more depth with things. I'm just trying to keep it light for the end of the year. Maybe if you're around on Monday afternoon, check us out. 3 p.m. Central, we'll be going over our setups to start the trading week. Futures open Monday night, 5 p.m. Central. I will see everybody before then. Bye for